But right now, Tampa is getting hit hard by the hurricane's outer bands. Joining us live is Tampa Mayor Jane Castor. Mayor, thank you so much for joining Top Story. Can you tell us what the latest in Tampa is tonight and what you're hearing from your teams spread out around the city?
Right. We right now, Hurricane Helene is about 120 miles or so off our west coast, passing the Tampa Bay region, heading north, as you're aware. So we are having those lower bands are coming around that are pulling the water into Tampa Bay. And so we are seeing flooding that we expect to increase. We're looking at 5 to 8 feet storm surge. And our saving grace at this point is the fact that we hit low tide an hour or so ago, and the tide is slowly coming back in. So it's fortunate for us, but we are going to see extensive flooding in our area. Have about 40,000 residences that are without power right now. Our electric company is working to bring all of those back into service. And we have our first responders out there on the roadways trying to keep everyone safe. Everyone's pretty much heeded the warning to stay off of the roads. All of our bridges are closed at this point. And so we are just basically sheltering in place with our community to ride out these outer bands.
Mayor, you know, we had talked about the hospital there and that aqua fence that was set up to protect the hospital from the storm surge. Have you got any reports on how that's doing?
Yes, it's worked. The word that I have received is that it has worked very, very well. We had the previous hurricane that we had come through. It kept a couple of feet away from the hospital. So we'll see how well that performs. Actually, I'm on the airport board here for Tampa International Airport, and they have purchased that aqua fence as well. And they've erected that around the office building out at the Tampa airport. So very interesting concept, pretty easy to erect. And if it works, it's really going to be a game changer for that storm surge.
And then, Mayor, what are your concerns as we get later into the night? Here in Tallahassee, we really haven't felt any of the hurricane just yet. I know you're feeling the brunt of it right now. Are things going to get worse where you are, or do you think you're at the peak right now?
Things are going to get worse. We're in the peak, I believe, with the wind. We're having around 50 miles an hour, sometimes faster, sometimes slower, of wind gusts that are coming through. Some pretty heavy rain, but it's really going to be those outer bands as Helene goes past the Tampa Bay area that are going to pull that water into our bay. And tonight won't be the end of it. We'll also have at high tide tomorrow, we'll have flooding as well. So that is our biggest concern.
We've been seeing some incredible pictures out of Tampa that we've been rolling during our interview, and it's video of water washing over some of the bridges there in Tampa. You mentioned that the bridges are now closed. We saw a vehicle drive by. Again, this is earlier. This is video I believe we shot earlier in the night. I'm still trying to figure that out. But it looks so strong right now, the storm surge that is coming in. Do you have any idea if it's going to reach that 5 to 10 foot marker? Have your emergency officials been able to gauge it yet, or is it still too early?
No, it's an estimation, and everybody has said from 5 to 8 feet, and that's a huge difference. 3 feet of water makes all the difference for a number of structures in our community. Again, having that low tide and only having one tide today, usually we have at least 2 tides. Having that one very slow-moving tide, and it's just now on the rise, I really feel is going to be beneficial for our area. But again, we are going to see flooding. Our community is saturated from the unprecedented rain events that we've been having for a couple of months. So there's really no place for a lot of this water to go right now. So we are unfortunately going to see some extensive flooding.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.